What's up? We're back. Release rotation. Thanks for watching. If you are watching or listening, I really appreciate it. There's not many of you, but I don't care. I don't care. This is for me as much as it is for you. Let's just get down to NBA because that's what's happening right now. I know it's March Madness. I know that Florida got upset by Iowa. Actually, no, let's talk about March Madness. Let's talk about the lack of defense. Or the lack of defense understanding or defensive understanding or offensive awareness. I don't know what it is. But if you saw the Florida-Iowa game, Florida didn't even get a shot off. They just drove. Guy went under the basket, passed it out, clock ran out. I mean, get a shot off at least. How do you not do that? I don't know. How do you not shoot? How do you not get the ball out of your hands when you know what the clock is? You took a timeout. Iowa had scored to take the lead. Florida has a chance, and they're the defending champs. They don't even get a shot off. Like, I don't understand if it's just awareness. I don't know. It's wild, though, that happened. And then the other game that I want to talk about with awareness and just the lack of defense was Kansas St. John's. I mean, did you see what happened? A layup to win it at the buzzer? How do you let a guy get downhill like that and get a layup with 3 or 4 seconds left to win the game? I mean, it's not even like there was a pass to an open guy who then laid it up. The guy drove from beyond the three-point line. Drives, lays it up. St. John's wins, beats Kansas. Baffling. A lot of baffling decisions in the NCAA tournament with just offensive sets, defense, offensive awareness of not knowing the clock or not knowing how much time's left. I don't get it. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't in their shoes, but you're playing at a high level like that. You are the defending champs, and you don't even get a shot off to try to win it. Wild. Let's talk about Iowa, Nebraska in the Sweet 16. That is my favorite game coming up. Iowa versus Nebraska, the Cornhuskers versus the Hawkeyes. Amazing. I know it's a Big Ten matchup, which is fine, whatever, but both of those teams being in the Sweet 16 and against each other is super fun from my opinion. Just two Midwest teams, the most Midwest states you could probably even think of. Nebraska and Iowa. It doesn't get any more plainsy or Midwest than that. So I love it. I like Nebraska. I hope they can win over Iowa, but I just think that'll be a fun game. Why not? Why not? Okay, now let's get to NBA. The NBPA has been busy today, sounds like, and yesterday a little bit. That is the National Basketball Players Association. They represent the players in this whole thing called the NBA. Let's start with Giannis and the Bucks. Giannis wants to play, wants to get back out, and the Bucks are essentially saying, no, we're going to shut you down. We want to shut you down for the remainder of the season. I get it. There's not many games left. Playoffs, sure, but he wants to play, and if he can play, he should be able to play. And the NBPA is not happy with the Bucks organization for not allowing him to play if he can. They say they're tanking on purpose, ruins the integrity of the game, which I agree with. Tanking is a issue that needs to be dealt with. There needs to be some kind of, punishment if you know that a team is absolutely tanking on purpose. And that's kind of what the NBPA is accusing the Bucks of in a roundabout way, I guess, that because they're not going to let him play, they are tanking, which that's a whole other issue. But I also understand the Players Association being upset at that. And let him play. I get it. But if you're healthy and can go. Like, what is it going to hurt? I don't know. That's one thing. And then the other thing is, which I talked about in a previous episode, is the 65 game rule to be changed, done away with, changed it to 60 games or something else. I don't know their exact decision or idea on this, but the NBPA also came out and said that something needs to be changed with the 65 game rule, which I said the other day. It's not fair for some guys. Like Cade Cunningham was just on a tear and had a chance to be all NBA like he should have been. He should still be, even if he doesn't play 65 games. And that's what the argument is. I get it. They have this rule. Everyone has to abide by this rule, but some things, man, I just don't get. And if you can still like get away with playing only 60 games or 55 games and still be one of the top players in the NBA, then come on, give me a break. So those are two things the National Basketball Players Association have come out and discussed yesterday and today, was the 65 game rule for end of year awards and the Bucks not letting Giannis play if he can play, accusing them kind of tanking. So that's crazy. That's what else in the NBA? The Thunder. Okay. First off, now there's guys on ESPN saying that Wemby should be up for the MVP. Okay, fine. I get it. I mean, the dude has like however many blocks a game. He's tall, he scores, he's athletic. They're on a great winning streak. Fine. But the Spurs, and part of their argument, which I've seen, is, well, they beat the Thunder. The Thunder haven't been at 100% all year. And I get it. You still have to win games. The Spurs won. They won the games they had to. I get it. But if you go look at the lineups that Oklahoma City had when the Spurs beat them, not full strength for the Thunder. And so, yes, they still won. Fair, I get that. But you also can't discredit the fact that the Thunder did not have their full strength in those games. And now they are finally back. I think last night was the first time in a long time that the starting five that the Thunder want was starting. And that lineup has only been in a handful of games this season. So the Thunder are finally at full strength. We're going to see what happens. Obviously, the season has to play out. The season has to finish. Injuries happen. Guys could still get injured for any team. We saw it last night with Moody on the Warriors, which was horrible. His knee injury last night. He was the leading scorer for the Warriors. They beat Dallas in overtime. And, I mean, he literally blew his knee out. His kneecap was not where it should have been. Horrible. And, again, injuries happen. I hate it. I hate injuries like that. Any injuries where guys are out for a long time because of such brutal injuries. Don't like to see it. But I get it. It's part of the game. Just like I said, the Thunder, though, have been winning without their full lineup for the majority of the season and continue to win. And I still have, this is my order of the MVP race, still is SGA, Luka, Wemby. I did have Jokic, but I'm over that. I want it to be SGA, Luka, Wemby. And I know there's still 10 games left or whatever, 9 games, however many games. So we still have to see how the season plays out. But you also have a guy in Oklahoma City who has over 130 straight games where he scored over 20 plus points, and he's still playing like an MVP. He's still just dominating. And so is Wemby, and Luka has been also. But SGA's been at the head and the lead of that MVP talk the entire season. Wemby and Luka just in the last 2 weeks now all of a sudden, no, these guys, it's like this morning, I don't know who it was. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was Stephen A. Smith said that Wemby's his guy now to win the MVP. And it's like, okay, fine. I get it. But that should have been your guy all along. I don't know. Kind of a weird thing. But I still think if SGA stays healthy and his streak continues and the Thunder keep winning, he should and will win MVP again, back to back. Thunder are favorites to win it all. We know that. Still a lot of games left, even though we're towards the end of the season. These games matter. Playoffs obviously matter. So we will see how that all pans out. But it's just funny that now all of a sudden these media guys are talking about Wemby and Luka, which I don't disagree. But I feel like those guys, I mean, Luka maybe not, but Wemby should have been in kind of the MVP talk all season. Like, I know he missed some games, but he's been dominating. Like, when you average over however many blocks a game he averages, I mean, it's over 2. It has to be at this point. That's incredible. And so I just would love to see how this all pans out. But I just think it's funny that all of a sudden now, oh, Wemby. Oh, look what they did to the Thunder in the games they beat the Thunder. Yeah, fine. Healthy or not, they won the games. I get it. Wins count. But I would love for the playoffs to come around, and I want to see a full-strength Spurs team and a full-strength Thunder team go head-to-head, and I think the Thunder win in 5 if they're full strength. What else happened in the NBA? Anything? I mean, I talked about it last week and on here. I didn't post it, but if you saw what happened last week in the NBA, and this is kind of when Luka, the MVP talk really escalated, was the last 2 minutes of one of the games, he just went off. And then the next night, it was a back-to-back. I think it was against Houston. The last 2 minutes, he just tore it up. Then the next night they go to Miami, he has 60 points. Awesome. He had 19 free throws to get to 60 points. He shot 19, I believe. If that had been SGA shooting 19 free throws to get to 60 points, I mean, people would be so upset and just, you know how it goes with the Thunder and the free throw shooting and the fouling. Just wild. But I didn't hear a peep from anybody after that game and the fact that Luka had 19 free throw attempts. It is what it is, though. I think it's funny that people are upset at the Thunder when, sure, they figured out a way to maybe get more fouls called, whether they're shooting fouls or not. But it's also the refs making those calls. It's not like a pickup basketball game where SGA is like, oh, you fouled me. Doesn't work that way. It's the NBA. Just hilarious. Just hilarious. Trying to think if there's anything else in the NBA. Those are the biggest things. We will see what happens with Giannis and the 65 games and then MVP race and playoffs coming up. Again, we're only less than 10 games of the regular season left, I believe, for most teams. Right at that number. Okay, let's take a break. What else do I got? NBA news. The Oklahoma City Thunder, if you've been following, are building a brand new arena. As of right now, the cost is around $900 million, so just under $1 billion to build a new arena in downtown Oklahoma City. I believe they're breaking ground this week. They tore down an old arena that was there. It was called the Myriad. A lot of fun games happen in the Myriad. A lot of entertainment, a lot of sports happened in that building. And that is now where the Thunder's new arena, I say arena in quotes because they announced the naming rights today for the basketball gym where the Thunder will be playing. And it will be called Continental Coliseum. The Continental Coliseum. It's a lot of syllables. I don't know if they're going to be able to make that easier and smaller to say. Do we call it the CC? Do we call it the Collie? Because I don't know. But it is cool. Continental is an Oklahoma City company, oil and gas company that's been there for a while, a long time. And they're just a huge producer of oil and natural gas. And they've been a staple in Oklahoma City. So super cool to see that is the company who got the naming rights. And I don't know exactly how much it is, but I know that it is 15 years. So the Continental Coliseum will be the name of the Thunder's new arena for the next 15 years once it is complete. So that's cool. I'm excited to see just some of the groundbreaking and just the construction over the next couple years. It's huge for the city, and it's awesome that the Thunder will have a world-class top of the line, best in the league gym for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I love that. And it's good for the city, like I said, just with concerts and that kind of thing. I don't actually know what's going to happen to where they play now. I need to look that up, but the Paycom Center, Paycom Arena, I don't know if they're going to tear that down, because that was originally built in hopes of getting a professional hockey team. So the suites in there were terrible. It just, I mean, obviously, too, it's 25 years old or whatever. 20 years old, 25 years old. And so they were building it in hopes of luring a NHL team at the time, which didn't happen. We got an NBA team, which is awesome. But I just don't know what's going to happen to that. I don't know if you can really do anything with it. I wish what they would have done, but it does hold a lot, though. I was going to say, because they just built a new arena at the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City, if you're familiar with Oklahoma at all, for all the like high school state championships. But I guess what if they held out a couple more years and they just played at the Paycom Center and had all the state championship games there in downtown Oklahoma City? But they didn't. They went ahead and built another arena, which is fine. It's a little smaller and probably easier to get to in some ways because it's off a different highway, not in downtown. It's close to downtown, but not in downtown. Anyways, that really doesn't matter to anybody living outside of Oklahoma. But new arena will be built. They released some new renderings this week, some new pictures, video. It looks amazing. I'll try to get those posted up. But Continental Coliseum, it's the only arena in the NBA that has the word Coliseum in it. Most are like arena, or I don't even know what other word you use, center, something like that. But it's the only Coliseum. So I'll give that to Oklahoma City, going outside the bubble and being original with having Coliseum in the name. But man, to say Continental Coliseum, that's going to be fun for media guys like watching ESPN and that kind of thing.